We will now learn about an important concept in OOPS, constructors. So what is a constructor? A constructor is always called when we create an object with the new keyword. So we had learned that we will create objects using the new keyword. So in the previous example, it is called when we execute the code new student. So here we had defined this class student, and to create an object, what did we do? We said new student. So whenever we say new, we will end up calling the constructor. But there is no constructor visible here because this is the only code. So how did it happen? So actually, although we did not define the constructor, this is how the code looked like. So the compiler has put this on its own so that it becomes easier for us. So we did not put this, but the compiler put it to make it user friendly for us. So now when we call new student, this is the method that is getting called, and this method, this special method which has the same name as the class. So you can see this class name student and this method name are the same. So this is referred to as a constructor, and the constructor in this case, which the compiler had put in, had no code in it. So it had just the opening braces and the closing braces, which is why when we ran the code, this is what happened in our case. Suppose when now we write some code here. So let us say we, in the constructor, we make a modification and say system.out.println new student. Now what will happen? So now when we say student st1 is equal to new student, what will happen? The constructor will get called. What is the constructor? This is the constructor here. And now what will get printed on the screen is new student. So now in this case, because we have modified the constructor, what will get printed on the screen is new student. Now if we had another object that we were creating, again in this case the constructor will be called, and hence we will get another new student printed on the screen. So every time we are creating an object, we are using the new keyword, and every time we are using the new keyword, we are calling the constructor. Let's look at one more example. We had created this class rectangle, and when we created a new rectangle rect1, what did we say? New rectangle. Now in this case again the constructor is getting called, but we are not seeing it, we did not define it. So what happened? The compiler put this constructor on its own. So notice again the name of this method is the same as the name of the class, and this is a special method known as the constructor. Now let us put some code in the constructor. So we are saying system.out.println one more rectangle. Now when we are creating this rectangle rect1 with the new rectangle, what will happen? This will get called. This is the modified constructor which will get called, and what will get printed on the screen is one more rectangle. Now if we try and create more rectangles, so let's say we create a rect2 and a rect3. We create more rectangles, so what will get printed on the screen? Again the constructor will get called, and we will get one more rectangle. So why are we getting it? Because every time we are creating an object, we are calling the constructor, and in this case when the constructor is getting called, we are printing one more rectangle.